Isang makakalikasang araw po sa ating lahat. I am Forester Roland M. Suzon at ako po ang inyong magiging host para sa episode 1 ng Forestry 101 Talk Show. Here with us today is the Chief of the Forest Resources Management Division of the DNR Forest Management Bureau, Forester Ildefonso L. Quiloy, upang mapag-usapan ang ilan sa mga frequently asked questions tungkol sa forest tenure instruments. Hello and welcome po, Sir LD.
Yeah. Good morning everyone at thank you sa pag-invite mo sa akin dito and hopefully makatulong akong sumagot sa mga queries ng ating mga clients.
So before we proceed with the frequently asked questions, Sir, can you please briefly describe what a forest tenure instrument is?
Forest tenure instrument is actually the long-term privilege granted by the state through the DENR. No? Ito ay long-term dahil ito ay 25 years, renewable for another 25 years. Binibigyan ng government ang applicant or holder ng rights and privilege to use and occupy the forest land. Ang mga halimbawa nito ay yung mga Integrated Forest Management Agreement, Socialized Industrial Forest Management Agreement, Community-Based Forest Management Agreement for PO. Meron din tayong Forest Land Use Agreement and Forest Land Use Agreement for tourism purposes. Ito yung ilan sa mga tenure instrument na ini-issue ng forestry sector.
So sir, marami po pala yung mga permits at mga tenure instruments na ini-issue ng DNR. Pero sino-sino po ba yung mga qualified applicants natin para dito?
Thank you for that question. Basically, merong individual, merong corporation, may cooperative, may people's organization. It will depend doon sa type of tenure na kanilang a-applyan. For instance, for individual, pwede sila mag-apply for the Socialized Industrial Forest Management Agreement. Ito yung small-scale tree plantation. While the cooperative and the people's organization, as mentioned earlier, can apply for a community-based forest management agreement. On the other hand, ang corporation naman pwede mag-apply for IPMA or pwede rin ng flag and flag T.
Sir, how about our local government units and other national government agencies? Qualified din po ba silang mag-apply ng mga tenure instrument na ini-issue ng DNR?
Yes, no. Lahat ng entity, including the LGU and the national government agencies, are qualified to apply kasi lalo na kung sila ay gagamit ng forest land. No? Kasi under our existing regulation, hindi pwedeng mag-occupy ang isang entity kung walang tenure instrument sa DNR. No? So pwede sila at ang kanilang pwedeng ma-issue sa kanila yung Special Land Use Permit or the Forest Land Use Agreement. Ang classic example na ina-applyan ng ating LGU are areas for farm-to-market road projects nila.
Pero sir, unlike the cooperatives and the corporations which are registered under the SEC and the CDA, ano naman po yung mga proof of registration or mga proof of legitimacy na kailangan isabit ng LGUs and national government agencies?
So, importante no, sa isang application na may kita natin na yung authority niya to apply. No? For LGU and national government agency, for instance, the LGU, kung kailangan dyan ay resolution no, from the sanggunian. No? Be it a municipal resolution kung ang nasa munisipyo siya. Halimbawa, si Mayor, ino-authorize nila to apply for a tenure. No? Second document is yung birth certificate ni Mayor o kung sino man yung authorized sa representative nila. This will authenticate yung authority and identity ng applicant.
Sir, bukod po sa mga special land use permits and mga forest land use agreements na nabanggit niyo po kanina, ano-ano po ba yung mga ini-issue ng DNR para sa mga local government units and mga national government agencies natin?
Yeah, magandang question yan actually, Roland, no? Kasi it's fortunate na this year, 2022, no? Na-issue yung DAO 2022-01. Ito yung procedure and regulations sa pag-issue ng gratuitous special use permit, no? Ito, in these guidelines, hindi kailangan magbayad ng LGU and national government agencies ng annual rental. No? Sila ay binibigyan ng permit to occupy for 5 years. No? So meaning, within 5 years, kung kailangan pa nilang gamitin ang forest land, no? Kailangan nilang mag-apply for presidential proclamation. No? So beyond the 5 years at hindi sila nakasecure ng presidential proclamation, kailangan nila mag-apply for forest land use agreement, wherein kailangan na nila magbayad ng annual rental. So, importante, during the GSUP period, no, na 5 years, ay makapag-apply at ma-issue sila ng presidential proclamation if they intend to use the forest land longer than 5 years.
So sir, ano po ba yung prescribed duration natin para sa mga tenure applications natin?
Basically, ang DNR naman ay government agency. So, mandated tayo ng regulation, of course, ng government. So, tayo ay compliant doon sa RA 11032 o yung Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act. No? So, wherein yung ating processing and approval of tenure can be considered as highly technical cases. No? In that case, may maximum period tayo na 20 days. No? To process and approve this application. But in case na may mga kulang ang ating applicant, importante na masulatan natin sila, informing them na ito yung mga kulang po ng inyong mga dokumento and you need to submit these documents.
Yes sir, tama po yun. Kailangan po talaga ma-inform ni DNR ang mga aplikante once na hindi po talaga natin ma-meet yung prescribed period. Kailangan po ma-inform yung status and ano po yung mga kulang if ever dun sa application nila. Moving forward, sir, considering naman po na meron na tayong revised Manual of Authorities on Technical Matters which already delegated the issuance of tenure instruments to our regional executive directors, sir, ang tanong po ng mga kasama natin sa regional office, kailangan pa po bang mag-submit ng mga kopya ng approved tenure instruments sa central office?
Actually, Roland, ang kailangan una-una yung list, no, ng mga approved tenure instrument, but the copy itself can be submitted through online. No? Ito kasi ating gagamitin in the review ng mga policies, kung kailangan ba nating i-amend ang policies or kailangan nating mag-create or mag-develop ng new policies. This kind of information is relevant doon sa ating mandate, no, which is policy development.
Sir, in relation pa rin po sa bago nating Manual of Authorities on Technical Matters, may mga natatanggap po kasi tayong katanungan kung sino na raw po ba ang dapat na mag-approve ng mga management plans natin tulad ng CDMP or mga CRMF.
Yeah, magandang question yan. No? Nung i-delegate na natin yung authority sa ating mga regional executive director to approve the tenure instrument, isinama na natin yung approval ng mga management plan. No? Why? Kasi ito rin ang reason para makapag-umpisa na agad ng activities ang ating mga tenure holder. No? In the past, alam natin na ang approval nito ay sa central office pa. So kahit gusto nang mag-implement ng activities ang ating clients, hindi nila magawa dahil hindi pa approve ang kanilang management plan. With the issuance of this DAO, no, na-delegate na po sa ating mga regional executive director ang approval ng mga management plan.
Sir, dumako naman po tayo sa mga frequently asked questions natin on community-based forest management agreement areas. So, papaano raw po kapag yung mga certain portions ng CBFMA areas natin ay kailangan for a specific purpose tulad ng energy project? Kailangan daw po bang i-amend yung mga tenure instrument mismo o yung mismong management plan para dito?
So, ang dapat gawin, no, ng DNR, regional offices, ay first, kung nahagip ng panibagong application yung CBFM areas, una dapat may clearance muna sa holder, no, na i-deduct yung area. No? So, kasi ang mga priority projects like energy development projects, priority naman yan ng government. So, usually, ang ginagawa dyan, i-deduct yung areas being applied for energy development projects like FLAG, no? Doon sa CBFM. Then of course, i-amend yung kanya agreement as well as the corresponding map ng CBFMA. No?
Sir, papaano naman po kung may ilang certain portions ng CBFMA area natin ay na-identify na as protected area o national park? Ano pong mangyayari dun sa mga natitirang portions nito? Kailangan na po bang i-amend yung mismong agreement?
So dapat yan, Roland, ma-convert na doon sa Protected Area Community Resource Management Agreement o yung PAC-BRAMA, no? Wherein tenure na ini-issue within the protected area, legislated protected area. On the other hand, kung siya naman na hindi pa legislated protected area, still upon renewal, CBFM pa rin ang ating i-issue. No? Currently, merong ongoing, no, collaboration between the Biodiversity Management Bureau and the Forest Management Bureau regarding that matter. No? Merong kailangang malinaw na instruction or policy ang DNR regarding this matter. No? Kasi what if nga kung ang CBFM ay nahati, no? Yung isa ay protected area, yung isa ay hindi. No? Ibig ba sabihin, dalawa ang i-issue na tenure ng DNR, no? Considering nasa isang agency lang yung BMB at FMB. No? So ito yung ilan sa mga gagawin nating policy with the Biodiversity Management Bureau.
Maraming salamat, Sir LD, for sharing your knowledge and expertise on the matter. And we hope that this clarifies some of your concerns and issues regarding forest tenure instruments. Again, I am Roland, your host, and we have here Sir LD Kiloy, and we will see you on the next episode of the Forestry 101 Talk Show.